piece of the problem is that people are just so unaware of what awaits them as they get very old. We don't tell stories of old people. And when we do, it's a 15-minute segment on ER or something like that. But we don't tell what happened to Ronald Reagan as he died with dementia, what happened to Barry Goldwater as he died with dementia. We don't follow the story of somebody who's had a bad stroke. So when it comes at this person and family, they have to make it up because they don't have any experience, not even the vicarious experience of it being in the movies and on television and talked about at the water fountain. So they foolishly rely on doctors who mostly are trying to fix things. And there comes a point at which a lot of things can't be fixed. It must have been so different 100 years ago when most women would have buried children, most people would have buried siblings by the time they grew up. Most adults had lots of experience of death, even just being on a farm and slaughtering animals and so on. Whereas now, most people don't really have any experience of death till they themselves are fairly old, and they're the family member of an even older person who is dying. And so their whole experience is that experience, which is usually very medicalized. So they think that resort to the medical system is going to be supportive and helpful, and have not really had even the story told of what would happen otherwise. What it would take for most of us to have more appropriate dying, I think, would be a lot more familiarity with it. We need characters. Remember when there was a popular television show called The Golden Girls? Well, I want to see the Golden Girls 20 years later, and Maude would be in a wheelchair, still cracking jokes about sex, and knowing that she was going to die of the next stroke or whatever. But we don't do that. We sort of clean everything up.